Okay, folks, so I'm back. Apparently, my video cut off because I didn't have any space left for making too many videos. So I had to delete some videos, and now I'm back. So once again, we're on page 291, and there are some credit card receipts that we're going to record now into our QuickBooks Online system. The information begins on page 292 of your textbook. So let's begin by going to Plus New and then click on Sales Receipts. All right, so for the actual customer, I'm not going to click on Credit Sales. The date should be 12/22. I'm sorry, 12/2. That's what 22, 12/2. And for the payment method, I'm going to click my drop down arrow. And what I did previously, when I thought I was talking to you all, I added the American Express because it wasn't there. So if you need to add a credit card, simply click on Plus New or Add New, and you will type in such as MasterCard, which we're going to need in a few minutes, and then click This is a credit card, then click on the Save button. Okay? But for this customer on page 292, they pay by American Express. I'm going to click on American Express. Receipt number is 1022. That's going to be good. Let's go to our items. The actual items purchased was data storage. Quantity was 5. Total was 150. Next item was network products. Quantity was 4. Total was 200. All right, there's going to be sales tax added for both items for $21.35. So your total invoice amount should equal $371.35. Let's click on Save and New and turn to page 293 to record our next sales transaction. Again, for customer, I'm going to choose just credit sales. The payment method this time will be MasterCard. So again, if you need to, click on the plus new and add the MasterCard. So I just did that previously. This time we're going to sell the network products. So the product is going to be the network products. Quantity is going to be 4. Next item was the web server. Let's put in WB. Web server. Quantity was going to be 2 for a total of $1,000. But we're going to add in a sales tax of $61. Total invoice amount should equal $1,061. Click on Save and New. Turn to page 294. Once again, I'm going to choose customer, going to be credit sales. Payment method. This time is a Visa, which I don't have. So I'm going to click on Add New. Check mark, this is the credit card, and type in Visa. Then press the Save button. We sold one computer. So on your product and service, choose computer, 1, and provided 2 webinars. So just put in W for the webinars. And that quantity was 2. Okay. And once again, with the sales tax, $71.98. Total invoice amount should be $1,251.98. So that's our last sales item. So I'm going to click this time on Save and Close. So now they threw a bill in on us on page 295. So let's go ahead and enter that bill information again. They gave us a bill on page 295. And you'll notice there are different ways of doing different things. We can go to our expenses and go to our vendors. And this vendor is going to be Cloud Z Channel. And we're going to record a new transaction. It's going to be a bill. Okay. So the vendor name is already up there. The date is going to be 12/3. The bill number is going to be CZ132. And CZ132 is going to be the bill number. Their terms are already in there for it being net 30. Notice the product is already there from previous transaction. Just change the quantity from 3 to 4. Total bill amount should be for $800. And that's going to be the only bill we're doing right now. So I'm going to click on Save and Close. And now on page 296, you have an invoice for, a source document for a sales invoice. So let's create a new invoice. So again, click on Plus New, go to Invoice. The customer is going to be eBiz. So for the customer, we're going to choose eBiz. There they go. The transaction date is going to be 12/3. That's already there. Invoice number should be 1025. That's good. So the actual product is going to be data storage. The quantity is going to be 6. Total invoice amount should equal $180. All right. So go ahead and click on your Save and Close button. So now there are some additional bills that we see beginning on page 297. And there are a remittance advice, which is your source documents for each of these bills. Again, beginning on page 297, continue through page 299. So the first one is going to be for the Apple Store. So once again, we're going to go to our, actually we're in the bills already, so let's click on the bills. And we can add a bill, create bill. Again, different ways to get into the same function. Our vendor is going to be the Apple Store. Terms are net 30. I'm sorry. I got to pay attention. We're not entering the bills right now. We're going to pay some bills. So I'm sorry, we're going to pay some bills. So I didn't read it correctly. So I'm going to clear this out. We don't want to be in here. Yep. We're going to clear this out. We're going to make some actual payments. So I'm going to come out of this screen. It's time to pay some bills. All right. So again, we can go to our expenses. We can go to our vendors. And the first one is going to be the Apple Store. Again, we're going to pay them. So right now, you see where it's saying schedule payment. Click that. Well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to click on that. I had to let it load. And then I want to come back. Wrong button. Let's see. It should take me back to my other screen. Will it take me back? I can close out. Let me close out of here. I didn't really mean to do that. So let's go back. So go back to my, what are you doing now? I'll be patient. It was my fault. I clicked on the wrong button. Again, we're on page 297. We're going to pay some bills. And I clicked on the wrong button. I didn't really mean to do that. So let me come out of here. Close out, please. Okay. So now I'll go to my expenses. and go to my vendors. And this time when I get to the Apple Store, I want to click the drop down arrow and then choose make payment. So I don't want to schedule a payment, I want to actually make a payment. Okay. And now we see the payment date is going to be 12/4. And we owe them $675, but we're only paying the first bill for the AS12, not AS13. So uncheck that one. The amount you're paying is only going to be for the $375. The check number should be 1045. I'm on 1046, so maybe I might be off a little bit on my check number, so I'm going to wait to put it 1045. We're going to place some more bills. I'm going to click on Save and New. Okay, let me go back, so because I must have wrote an extra check somewhere. So let me just change the check number back to Saturday. Said that check number 1045 was already gone. I'll see later who that I paid by mistake. Uh-oh. So I'll use 1040. So mine is going to be off one for us to check. So I'll put in 1046 and click on Save and New. If you turn to page 298, you have the information you're going to pay for the other vendors. Next, we're going to have anytime deployment. The date should be 12/4. We're paying the bill for $275, which they have two of those open. So I'm going to go ahead and click on, I'm going to take the first one. And that should be ATD 131. Yep, that's the right one. We're going to go ahead and pay that bill for $275. So I'm going to click on Save and New. The next bill paid would be for CZ40. I'm sorry, that's not the Cloud Channel. CZ40 was the, I don't have that customer. So Cloud Channel would be our next vendor we're going to pay. We're going to pay CZ40 as the actual bill. So I'm going to add that bill. The amount paid was $1,400. So I'll click on Save and New. And like we have one more bill for Computers to You. So choose your vendor, Computers to You. And we're going to pay the one for 80 CTCU. Yep, add that bill for the 10,000. That's a big bill there. So we're going to pay the $10,000 to that client. Next, we do have one more. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Save and New. And you turn to page 299. We're paying one more vendor, which is going to be the conference call company. And we're paying the bill 91cc. So let's add that bill for $225. And let me just check, turn the page. Actually, there are some more bills coming up. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on Save and New and continue paying these bills. Go ahead and turn to page 300. We're going to pay one more bill, and then I'll come back and we'll pay some more. This is going to be for the Apple Store. And now your date turns to 12/5. Go ahead and add that bill AS23. Nope, you're not paying that one. That's going to be a new bill. So we have to read. So we're not paying that. That's going to be a new bill. So I'm going to clear this transaction. We're going to come back, and now we're going to add some bills beginning on page 300. Okay? Stay tuned.